Tuesday, June 6, 2023, Fountain Valley City Council meeting. Any public comments for this portion of the meeting?
We have no requests to speak.
Okay. So today's study session item is Employee Attraction and Engagement Committee presentation.
Good evening, Mayor Constantine and members of the City Council. My name is Mario Espindola, Senior Human Resource Analyst in Human Resources. I'd like to take a quick second to also introduce the engagement committee that's here that helped prepare most of the content that we're going to be presenting to you tonight. If you're in the engagement committee, can you please stand up? Thank you. And some of them are going to be helping me. They're going to be, a few of them are going to be transitioning in to present a part of the presentation, and they'll introduce themselves when it's their turn.
Thank you, yes.
So with that, tonight we'll be talking about the city's effort to attract and retain quality staff. And by looking at the best practices and trends. So this is kind of what we're going to be going over. So first, we're going to start off with the introduction, the strategic plan. We're going to talk about the national labor crisis and how that impacts the city of Fountain Valley and some of the strategies that were developed. And then we're going to open it up to question and answer, hoping to get a discussion with you and get your thoughts and feedback, and then we'll conclude. So let me start off by talking about the strategic plan. So our city manager and her executive team have developed a strategic plan goal to attract and retain quality staff. And it's really important to do this in the public sector, because in the public sector, we don't make widgets, we don't make trinkets, we provide public services. And the folks that are here, they're the ones delivering those services, which they're the commodity. So an investment in our employees is an investment in our community. The strategic plan set out 3 goals: increase staff engagement, team building, equity and inclusion, retention, and morale. Staff is to identify creative solutions and options to address the current market trends in the labor market that are having a negative impact in our ability to attract and retain employees. And lastly, to present these strategies and suggested improvements to City Council. Oh. Oops. Okay. So I'm going to start by talking about the national labor crisis. So why do we need these strategic efforts to be enhanced? Well, let me talk about the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and the Bureau of Labor Statistics, something they put out. So the Great Resignation caused 50 million workers to quit their jobs and search for jobs that are going to improve their work-life balance, flexibility, increase compensation, and have a strong company culture. In addition to that, baby boomers are starting to reach retirement age. And as they retire, they're leaving with their institutional knowledge and their expertise, creating a drain brain in our different cities. In addition to that, affordable childcare. A lot of parents are starting to stay home because it costs so much money to be able to put your children into daycare. In addition to that, there is currently 9.6 million jobs available, but only 5.7 million workers available to fill them. There's also a public sector flight. A lot of public employees are leaving the public agencies and going to the private sector because there's more money to be made. And then there's also regional competition. So we're in Orange County, we have, 34 cities, something like that, and we're all competing for the same labor pool. So how does this impact the city of Fountain Valley? So here's some statistics to help illustrate the impacts that we're having. First, in fiscal year 21-22, we hired 60 employees and 55 separated. And this is a combination of full-time and part-time. So we're talking about 5 per month, something like that. In fiscal year 22-23, we hired 49 employees and 40 separated. Numbers are pretty close, right? It's also very difficult to hire for skilled labor, such as police officers, firefighter, paramedics, police dispatchers, and here's an example of that. In pre-pandemic, we ran a recruitment for a firefighter paramedic. In 16 days, we received 113 applications. We ran the same recruitment post-pandemic. In 45 days, we received 45 applications. So the numbers are very, very different. It's also very expensive to replace skilled and quality employees. Turnover costs can be as much as 150% of the annual cost or their annual salary. Recruitments that are kept open longer result in these positions being vacant for longer, which may cause current staff to fill in that gap. And as they're filling in that gap, it may cause an erosion of work-life balance, reduce morale, and it may exacerbate our employee retention efforts. So let me keep going on the some of the impacts that we're experiencing. So I talked about the regional competition. Well, the regional competition is also starting to enhance their compensation packages, their benefits, and they're starting to offer flexible work schedules. I'll provide you an example, and maybe we need to have our police officers cover their ears. The city of Alameda offers a $75,000 hiring incentive for lateral police officers. Part-time labor pools also very challenging to hire for. Costco, In-N-Out, they're offering $20 just to start. And also the pool radius, if we're trying to attract individuals from the IE or perhaps out of the area, fuel cost to get here is expensive, relocation cost is expensive. But our city manager and executive team have been actively addressing this issue. There's 4 categories here that I'm going to talk about. There's been an effort to address it through compensation and benefits, technology and marketing, employee health, well-being and morale, professional development, and succession planning. And in 2021, the city contracted with a vendor to complete a compensation study for all full-time classifications. The city council agreed to bring these classifications up to 50% of the market with a 12% cap of wages. There's also been a strong push to enhance technology and marketing. For example, we're leveraging technology. We're in the process of implementing Tyler Munis to enhance our processes, NeoGov Onboard to expedite the hiring process, strategic marketing. We're trying to develop these sizzle videos to be able to tell a story, who is Fountain Valley. In addition to that, we're making it easy for applicants to apply. We have QR codes, vanity links for them to just be able to come in and apply with ease. In addition to that, we're leveraging third-party providers to expedite our hiring processes. There's also been a push for employee health, well-being, and morale. The city council has been very supportive in providing employees with tickets for city events such as the Summerfest, Crawfish Festival, and in addition to that, there's been team building exercises such as Free the Files, where employees got to engage in activities in the latter part of the day. Health and wellness programs. We'll be having a wellness fair in the latter part of the year. Employee recognition programs such as the Employee Service Awards. And lastly, I'll talk about professional development and succession planning. Most recently, we had a citywide training talking about the Fountain Valley Way for all employees. In addition to that, every department's focused on providing additional skills to their employees, sending them to conferences, so that we can start to have that future succession as we go through employees. So next, I'm going to talk about the engagement committee. So the strategic plan created an engagement committee to, one, study the labor shortage, two, assess how it's impacting the city of Fountain Valley, and develop strategies that we are going to present to you tonight. In addition to that, the engagement committee has been actively participating and engaging our staff, such as spearheading the Free the Files Day, social gatherings, and the quarterly new hire social events with the city manager and directors. So now I'm going to get to the meat and potatoes of the presentation. So here are going to be our recommendations. So in three subheadings: compensation and benefits, professional development and mentorship, Fountain Valley Way, culture, well-being, and recognition. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Tanya Nauerhays.
Thank you, Mario. Hi, I'm Tanya Nauerhays, HR Manager. So I'm going to go over this slide really quickly. So this slide basically encompasses recommendations collected by our engagement committee as well as our fellow employees. Some of these items, let me preface, do require or will require me to confer and further dialogue and council support. So let me get into that. So I want to start off with the first item, which is maintaining compensation at least 50% of the market. This will help us recruit and retain our current employees. Secondly would be the educational incentives for obtaining a bachelor's and master's degree. Thirdly, childcare, housing, rental, technology, auto, cell phone, toll road stipends. As Mario had indicated, that childcare is very expensive, so employees are looking for some sort of subsidy. Housing assistance, we've talked about that a little bit too. Another hot item is our flexible work schedule. It's not only a conversation in Fountain Valley, but also throughout our agencies in Orange County. That would be an option of perhaps a remote work schedule, hybrid schedule. So it could be something like 2 days working from home, working 2 days in the office. Consideration of a 410 schedule for some work-life balance, and then Fire had indicated some fire suppression 4896 schedule. Increase to health insurance allowances. We're hearing that CalPERS rates will be going up next year, and so increasing that allowance for employees would be beneficial and helpful. Wellness, gym membership incentives, comprehensive wellness programs for public safety employees. We could partner with a hospital who could help us provide some non-invasive body scans for employees, EKG screenings, with minimal to no cost to our employees. Scholarship programs for family members. We had a committee member indicate that their family member applied for a city scholarship and they were able to receive a $500 scholarship towards books. So I thought that was really cool for us to hear. Cybersecurity protection for employees. Employees had talked about identity theft being an issue out there, so maybe some sort of benefit for our employees related to that. Department technology requests. So we received a lot of requests in regards to what would be helpful for employees to do their jobs better. And we thought of just kind of bringing up like iPads and cell phones. One department talked about a drone program as well. Increased employee life insurance and long-term disability benefit. And then longevity bonuses for full-time employees. There's certain units that do have it, so employees are looking to see if we could provide that benefit to seek employees who are really experienced to come into our agency as well. Thank you for your time. I'll turn it over to Jenny.
Hello, thank you. I'm Jenny Worsham, Community Services Manager. So I'm going to talk to you about professional development, another topic that has come up throughout all of the departments. Some of the things that we think we can do are professional development programs. So creation of programs like leadership development or supervisor academies through partnerships with external sources like California State University Fullerton and University of California Irvine, who both offer these type of programs, or anyone that we could partner with to be able to offer something like this that we don't already do. Also enhancing current tuition reimbursement program to include certificates, licenses things like that that would be beneficial to specific positions. And this was requested also by multiple departments to advance the overall knowledge of the staff. Also, creation of an in-house professional development program, which could include mentorship programs, training to develop hard and soft skills, leadership abilities, and other opportunities to encourage members of our team to step outside their comfort zone and learn new things that can help them in their everyday jobs. And then lastly, leveraging technology to manage our workforce. Some examples including using NeoGov Perform for performance appraisals, offering Munis hands-on training, training in diversity, equity, inclusion, and unconscious bias. And those are just to name a few of the things we could do to leverage that technology to manage our workforce. So overall, we believe that more opportunities for professional development, the better. They're just going to make us better and help us grow as professionals, continuing to, which would help us overall continue to build an amazing Fountain Valley team. So thank you. I'm going to hand it over to Griselda.
Good evening. My name is Griselda Garcia, and I'm the Police Support Services Manager. In addition to everything else, for us moving forward with the Fountain Valley Way culture and well-being, for our employees, we focused on a few key points. One of them was to enhance employee recognition programs. Under that would be employee team recognition programming, peer-to-peer recognition, Mayor's Award, and the City Manager Award of Excellence. Then we also focused on the enhancing of the team building programs, such as departmental team building retreats, team building seminars, and enhancing programs to align with the city's mission, vision, and values by increasing staffing levels. Other suggestions brought up by city employees to enhance well-being were relaxed dress codes, visible tattoos, uniforms for some divisions such as IT, code enforcement, inspectors, etc., a cafeteria food service, a therapy dog, and some specific for police department would be having maybe a quiet room, bunk room due to court standbys, as well as doing an uplift to the department as in the lobby, briefing, and break rooms. I think that these are all great points to focus on for the well-being of the employees of Fountain Valley. Thank you.
Excuse me, I have a question for you. The first sentence you said, to continue the way culture. What does that mean?
The what? The Fountain Valley Way?
Oh, I thought I heard something else. That's right.
The Fountain Valley.
Okay, well, make sure. Okay, thank you.
I know we just threw a lot of information out at you. You probably have a lot of questions like, how much is it going to cost, right? So, and we want to try to address those questions, and I hope you have questions. So before we get there, I want to read this statement. The City of Fountain Valley provides services to its community. Investing in our employees is an investment to the community. And I do believe that our employees are a commodity because we provide services. So we have 3 recommendations to City Council to consider. 1, City Council to direct staff to further evaluate items that may be of interest to you and bring back specific costs, contracts, and specific details to the City Council. Number 2, City Council to direct staff to bring certain items back for immediate consideration and vote. And number 3, City Council to direct City Manager to implement certain items that do not require a meet and confer or City Council vote. And with that, I will go ahead and get to the last slide, which is my hot seat, your questions, and hopefully my answers.
You were all provided with an executive summary. It's kind of just a snapshot of what we just discussed. You could see for the compensation and benefits, it's not very specific. We just kind of threw some items in there just for review, basically. So you could take some time to take a look at that, but it's just something for you to take back with you and kind of review when you have some time. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, I don't know who am I addressing this to.
Sorry, I'm back.
No problem. So, yeah, I think we would all agree that, the best asset and the greatest asset that the city of Fountain Valley has is our employees, and we strongly feel that way. I would like to see not just the cost of some of these items, but also the ranking. What's important? I mean, not everything is equally as important, I wouldn't think. So if maybe, you color coded some, this is, green is like what we really want, and yellow is next important, and red is, nice to have, but not as critical. And then what we could do is multiply that by the importance by the cost, and kind of come up with some ways of, at least getting, if we can't get everything, I wish we could do everything, but if we can't do everything, then, have some kind of criteria. Because I'd hate for us to decide what's important for you, There's certain things on here that might be, like I said, just a nice to have, and if we gave you just that versus stuff that's really important, that may not be the best thing. So, maybe that's a request too, to come back with what's important.
Yes, sir.
A rating.
Sure.
Well, thank you. I'd like to, I'm really impressed with this presentation. I'd like to thank all the members of the committee that sort of put in your time and a lot of effort into this. And so I think you came up with a lot of great ideas and recommendations. And I don't really have any things that you prepared to comment on right now, but I look forward to reviewing it in more detail. And I'd like to get a copy of the full presentation as well.
Yeah, got it.
Sure.
Yeah, I would go ahead and elaborate that as well. And I agree that, they say that whether it's, publicly or private organizations, they say happy staff will transition that to the customer service. So we definitely need our staff to be, satisfied with what we can offer as a city, and to retain, the good staff for the city. And definitely that needs to be done. Thank you.
I love this. Thank you so much. I mean, I'm just speechless, and I look forward to seeing more information on it. And thank you for everyone who participated. We really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you,
you're
Mario.
welcome.
Anybody else have anything to say?
Yeah, and
Sure, Meg.
oh, go ahead. Sorry. Just to make sure I got my notes right. So we're going to look at cost on certain of these items. Just to get clarity on the cost, is there any specific items you want to explore further so we can get specific cost on those items?
I would say it comes back down to the ranking. You tell us what's the most important to you. We don't want to guess.
Okay.
And then we'll figure out, and then when you come back with that ranking with what the cost is, then we'll do our best to figure out how do we make that happen.
Okay, got it. Ranking, and then copy of the PowerPoint presentation.
Maggie?
If I may add, based on Mayor Pro Tem statement in regards to prioritize, I think it would be good for us to go ahead and highlight those colors and identify what is, priority for us, and communicate that in the city council communicator, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. And thank you again, everyone. Thank you. I have it, yes. Okay, so at 6 o'clock, we are going now into our open session of the Tuesday, June 6, 2023 Fountain Valley City Council meeting.